Good evening, guys. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. This video we shot on 9th August 2020, and this video is about a very important part of RBI monetary policy recently happened in India. I already gave my judgment about RBI policy, and I really believe that RBI needs a training because Reserve Bank of India really do not know how to run a central bank. And many people will take this as an offense, but let it be because we don't bother. Now the question is that one of the things which RBI again did wrongly is letting startups in priority sector lending. Well, guys, on paper, having startups in priority sector lending is not a bad step. It's a good step. I agree. But what we need more, what we need is having startups in priority sector lending will resolve all issues. No. According to me, the following are the actions that are utmost required as far as the priority sector lending is concerned. And by the way, I have the data. I always talk with the data. Between 2014 to 2020, not more than 10% of the funding in the Indian startup received from India, which means that around 90% or more than 90% of the funding between 2014 to 2020 is received outside India. And we also understand that, keeping India-China issue aside, that a major funder out of this so-called 90% is either US or China. Because the majority of the private equity and the VC, or I would say the wealthy PE and the VC people are based out either US or China. That is a fact, and we cannot run away from the fact. Now the question is, there are ample of data published during this COVID-19 that majority of the Indian startups do not have money even to pay rent. And we also know that Oyo, Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, Lenskart, and almost every Make My Trip, almost every startup asks the employees to go down or to step down. In fact, I still remember Home Credit let more than 1800 people. I need to check it again, but almost everybody fired people. And this firing is still going on. In fact, I might be wrong. It was either Swiggy or Zomato, either of that. But either of that asked again 350 people to step down. Now, guys, the question is that majority of the Indian startup are heavily reliant on the funding. And if the funding do not come, they cannot sustain. Like, take an example of Byju's. Byju's took asking for fresh funding to buy another companies. This is called M&A. But what is actually M&A? We should learn from Steve Jobs. This guy bought Pixar in less than $5 billion after away from Apple. And just check on the Google how much he sold. A company he bought at 5 million, he sold in huge amount. Check the CAGR. Anyways, Indian entrepreneurs don't understand these things because they run like a lala, and they only have one thing in their mind, which is money. That's it. Value is definitely out of context for them. Now the question is, for Indian startups, we need a marketplace whereby Indian startup can access to any VC. Example, if today I wanted to talk to anybody in Microsoft for a while, and I just know the name of that guy, I just go to LinkedIn and I checked, and 99% there is a probability that this person is having a LinkedIn account. I will write a message to him, and as per his time convenience, he will reply. So LinkedIn is giving us a very good professional platform to act. That's a different thing that few people on LinkedIn are still not using that way. Can we have a similar kind of platform by Reserve Bank of India whereby all the VCs, venture capitalists, and private equity players can come at one place, so that a startup who is X, founder name is Y can contact the VCs and P, say, hey, I need the funding. Can I get the funding, please? And these are all the documents he can upload, tick, 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 just like an email attachment. It will go to the VC. They will check. If they feel they are happy, okay. If they think it's not convenient, they delete. And more importantly, about the priority sector lending, we forget it that how many startup can even pledge. Majority of the startups in India are either homegrown or they start with a seed money which is very, very small. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. So how can you expect that a bank with just a very minimal stuff to pledge will give them funding? And more importantly is the time period. What do you expect? A startup will go to a bank. Suppose he go to Punjab National Bank and he say, hey guys, my name is Shah Rukh Khan, not that Shah Rukh Khan of Bollywood. My name is Shah Rukh Khan. My company is Shah Rukh Khan Productions, assuming a company. It's a startup. It is into a business of movie. I need the funding and I can pledge my home or I can pledge something XYZ. What do you think? The bank will say this person whose name is apparently Shah Rukh Khan, not the Bollywood Shah Rukh Khan, he will say, sir, come, please sit, please have coffee, please have tea, wait. Here is the check. We know how Indian bank works. That's the point. And that is the reason why between 2014 and 2020, as per the data, less than 10% or maximum 10% of the funding Indian startup received is from India. Because on paper, we do many things. And I'm sure that when RBI policy law, RBI gave the policy, I think on 6th August, that many paid specialists, those who always come on RBI policy, they always said, master stock. But no one will tell you that rather than having a priority sector lending, we need a marketplace whereby a company owned by Shah Rukh Khan, an individual person, can reach to a VC who invest in movie making business. This is what we need. And apart from that, the most important problem which we are facing nowadays is the reachability to the VC. Because after COVID-19, majority of the venture capitalists are either away from action or they are literally in the action. That is another thing. I hope you got the message what I wanted to convey. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp 9818-485-155. As an organization, as a hedge fund, as a finance company, we strongly believe that the information should be introspect in a rightest way. We as an organization strongly feel that the read between the lines is more important rather than read with the lines. There are many people, those who do not agree with us or write bullshit comments on the YouTube, but it doesn't matter because we know one thing, that we challenged TikTok and our app is on Android. Apple app is coming and मोटा भाई अभी बहुत सारी चीज़ें आ रही हैं.